Dear masters and friends, welcome to the 20th day of the program, Journey Towards True Path. My name is Narasimha Pamidi. I live in Atlanta. I've been practicing meditation for 4 years. I've realized a lot of benefits spiritually. It's actually accelerated my spiritual journey. Today, I'll be your host or moderator. And I would like to again welcome PCS sir to the program. His name is Pulamarasetti. We call him as PCS sir. Sir, welcome to the program.
Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Narasimha.
Thank you. Chandra, few words about Chandra sir. We all know him, but I'll just try to give for a few details about him. He's a well-known speaker. Chandra is a successful entrepreneur, former vice president at IBM. He has transformational meditation. He's also a transformational meditation coach. He's a board member for several non-profit organizations and also a board member at Pyramid Valley International. Chandra sir attributes a lot of his success in his professional life and including recent acquisition of a software company to powerful techniques based on meditation and manifestation. He has been practicing meditation for more than 20 years. Great motivational speaker. He is also a renowned speaker and has been conducting several workshops in big organizations to business leaders and professionals. He participates in several meditation service activities, and friends and masters have been witness to that. When Corona started, I joined Chandra sir's meditation program. It's a 4 weeks program, and that helped me to settle down. And that was a good start for me. And then I started, continuously doing meditation for the last 1 year through this Corona times. Sir, we are eagerly waiting for your session on 7 bodies. Without any further delay, I request to start the session.
Thank you, Narasimha Garu. Very nice to see you after such a long time. And great to see many friends there. I see Reddy, Sridhar, I think many of them. Hi, Reddy, wonderful to see you.
So the response has been pretty good, sir. We got a lot of new beginners, a lot of people very enthusiastic to join, and then a lot of questions. It's been a very good 20 days of program.
Wonderful. That's great. And I have to commend the entire, I see Anila there. I have to commend the entire PSSM USA team. Shrikant, yourself, Sirisha, Sheetal. I'm sure there are many more from the USA team that are there and then doing these. PSSMUSA channel is growing so much, which only means that there is so much content that we are putting. And it feels wonderful when we're doing a JTTP session. There are so many advanced concepts that Patri sir has spoken, which all are an essential element of core spiritual science that many of us are all exploring constantly. Not everything may have a modern scientific background. Not everything may be corroborated directly, or the time is so less that it is tough to bring it up. But however, the spiritual science by itself is understood only very little from a modern science perspective. So while there is some evidence that the modern science is trying to bring, it's prima facie is not possible for it to understand the whole, because what is there is so huge. And so this concept, the 7 bodies, before we understand this, I wanted to get a little bit of a perspective. Maybe 2-3 of you, whoever has an understanding of what that is, I'd like to hear it from your view of what you have understood. If you've been listening to other masters, other classes about what the seven bodies are and what is that you have understood. Maybe I start with my dear friend, Ankaradi himself. How are your sessions going on, Ankaradi? And
Yeah, no, the sessions are going well. I mean, this I've been attending this this 21-day program, right? It's a lots of interesting concepts. I learned quite a bit. But yeah, no, the seven bodies. I don't know much actually. I'm hoping to learn. What this topic is about, right? I didn't read much on this topic actually.
I see. Okay, that's great. Anybody else would like to say something about this or your experience in the session so far in these 3 weeks of assuming the following 3 weeks?
Friends, request you raise your hands and then you can unmute yourself and speak.
Since this is, I was told today is like the penultimate day, right? Tomorrow is the last day for this 3 weeks. So I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, have been attending most of the sessions, right? And because it is perhaps not possible to not talk about seven bodies prior to this by other speakers.
Yeah,
Yes.
very, very good morning, Master. Has one of the day I was suffering with a lot of headache. It's unbearable. Just I imagine you, and in the sleep only, I just like I said, I just felt that really that you were touching on my head, and my head pain was gone, and you were talking to me that do meditation. That's it. So I really felt your touch. Your hand was touching my head. Then I spoke to some of my friend. Then he said, "I might be your body went to your master. It is called astral travel, ethnic body." He said. I hope so.
I
Thank
see.
you.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Madam. Srilata, Madam. Okay. Great to hear from you. You are from Hyderabad, isn't it? All right. Okay. All right. So I think that is a good segue of what Srilata Madam said. That you are where you are, but you are having an experience. Having an experience that is normally is not possible to explain through the current science. But there is an experience, though. It is a very clear subjective individual experience of meditation or of a dream or of potentially could be a vision that you are in a wakeful time that we are always experiencing. Some are experiencing, let me put it that way, some are experiencing in during these 3 stages. So when we are meditating, we always have several types of experiences in the meditator's journey in the whole lifetime. There are various kinds of experiences. Now, everything is relevant. Now, those experiences are telling us, normally what we say, every experience is telling us that we are receiving energy or becoming one with the energy. And so the energy being unknown shows up in different forms, right? What we know is so little, what we don't know is so much. And then when we don't know something, how do you interpret what is the form it's going to come back? And we say the energy will come back, and then your meditation experience can be any form, because it is that 99.99% quantum field of energy. So let me give a little precursor so we understand, in case no one talked about it in the past, right? So from a modern science perspective, everything is energy. From quantum field physics perspective, everything is energy, right? Now that energy is nothing but electromagnetic waves, and there is energy everywhere, including you, me, and then all the objects we see, the places we go, and the people, then the life beings, and everything that out there is all energy deep inside, and it's all interconnected. It's all single large field. And so from the energy, matter is originating. So we all are coming from the energy. We become matter through our observation. There is something called this consciousness that is always observing us. And so through observation, we become matter. And then we are here, we're experiencing. And then when we take our attention off of an experience, then it goes away. Everything in life is an experience, which contains people, places, things in a given time frame. So everything in our life, everything we have is just life events, one after the other, one after the other, including this very event where we're all talking, we're all discussing this concept of 7 bodies. So everything is an experience. We experience it with our attention. It is there physically. We experience it in some way or the other, and then when we withdraw our attention, then it goes away. We go to a party, we plan for a party, we think about it, it comes together with a whole set of people. Everybody is thinking about it, only it happens. Then we finish it, then we go away. When we go away means we are done. We no longer put our attention on it. If you put your attention, you continue to be there at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you be there. When you say, okay, enough is enough, you withdraw your attention, then you go. And then the next morning, even the host also cleans up everything, the party, the whole notion of the party physically is gone, and then it is there as a memory. It's still there as a memory, as an experience. So an experience is then time and space. So now this energy is 99.9999% that exists. And the quantum physics saying what we know, the matter is so little, so tiny. It's 0.001%. And so the matter is so tiny. And everything about all our modern science understanding is about life, and then a little beyond life into the space. There is a small research going on. It is so vast that how much ever they try to do of this whole emptiness, it is still so vast because it's 99.99%. So what we're understanding is very, very little, but that what we don't know is so much. So that's what this whole energy field, that infinite energy field, is so huge. And then we have little understanding from a modern science perspective. So when we experience that energy in meditation, where we completely withdraw our attention off this entire matter, our body, our environment, and this whole past, which exists in time, in memories, but not physically, right? So when we withdraw our attention, when we take away all our thoughts in meditation, we're emptying our mind, right? In meditation and anapanasati meditation, we empty the mind. As we empty the mind, then we're withdrawing our attention off the whole matter. What is matter? Is body or environment around you, all the people, places, things. And then that takes away space, and then the time-based stuff which exists in your memories as a mind. So we take away all of them, because every thought is about these, and then when they take away all thoughts, we take away all of them, then we experience energy, or we receive energy. Either way you say it, and that energy is unlimited, and then many different forms it can show up, because we don't understand how it shows up. So then, but however, we don't understand from the quantum physics perspective of what is there. But then spiritual science has always corroborated. Spiritual science then is a lot of subjective determination of understanding, exploration of what is that we're going through, has been written and has been experienced, channeled, been written by auto writing, or of been seen, or of various ways that many, many masters have written something and said, hey, what is actually happening? And then this is where this whole spiritual science, then when you go deeper and then starts talking about, we are having not one physical body, that, okay, there is energy coming in, and so we can experience that energy in many different ways, which we don't know. But then it said there are 5 bodies or 7 bodies. There are, some said 5 bodies. Now the modern spiritual science is talking about 7 bodies that we all have. And we experience each of those bodies in each of the bodies in meditations. And as an individual, from a material science, we have physical body, but then from a spiritual science understanding perspective, then we are 7 bodies from a New Age spirituality. And so in meditation, when we are going and emptying ourselves, that means we are withdrawing our attention off what we think we are matter. We might have heard many, many times from Patricia that we are not the body, we are the soul. The soul is equal to that energy, right? We're not the body, the soul. So then what is, it's just not the physical body of bones and molecules. So we are much more. And then when we explore this more, spiritual science is saying we are 7 bodies. Physical body, etheric body, astral body, or mental body, casual body or knowledge body, bliss body, cosmic body, and the nirvanic body. That's 7 bodies. For every individual that we are taking a life here, every time we come in as an individualized entity, we are actually there's 7 bodies. Only the physically there is only one that we see to a naked eye. But through meditation, through energy understanding, one can definitely are able to see the energy body or the etheric body, and they're able to experience the astral body, and they will experience everything else. In Sanskrit, I mean, in Vedic scriptures, they talked about 5 bodies, and then these 2 are now, from a spiritual perspective, the 5 bodies, panchakoshas that we've heard, is there though. Panchakoshas is there. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha, the 5. Annamaya kosha, physical body, pranamaya kosha, etheric body or energy body, manomaya kosha, manas, is the mental body or also the astral body. Then vijnanamaya kosha is the knowledge body or the causal body. Then anandamaya kosha are the bliss body, the soul body, the spiritual body. Sometimes also called supracausal body and more. So these 5. Panchakoshas is called. Then where the left is that the last one, Anandamaya Kosha, is further expanded in the modern spiritual science, is the bliss body. Then you have cosmic body and nirvanic body. They've just expanded that more. To understand from a modern science perspective, the last 3 collapse into this whole quantum energy field. The whole energy field, everything originally, everything is just energy. Everything is energy. Just as speck of energy are the whole energy, this light. That's nirvanic body. Then cosmic body, from that comes the cosmic body, which is a super soul or Purnatma, or a group consciousness, individualized consciousness and a group consciousness. So there's a concept of soul, super soul, and then just all that exists. In meditation, we are experiencing each of these 7 layers. So first thing, each of them have a purpose. Each of them have a purpose. So everything exists in I'm talking about core spiritual science, right? And these have been corroborated differently. So if we read Peter Richley, he talks about every time we reincarnate, then we are taking 3 bodies and coming, right? I read Dr. Newton, so there is a whole bunch of clear science explained in his book, Art and Science of Meditation. Then I read Michael Newton. Then, of course, you must read Seth, The Nature of Personal Reality. So it talks about this whole concept of notion of energy, astral, and all that. But when you're talking about core spiritual science, first, everything that exists out there, everything exists as energy, right? It is just shunya. Everything is shunya, number one, emptiness, which very much we understand from the science, but it's all emptiness. Deep inside of it all, at subatomic particle level, all empty, totally empty, right? Without emptiness, emptiness filled with all energy, just light. It's there. And from there came these Purnatmas, are these nirvanic, the cosmic bodies of various kind, each one wanting to experience that infinite magnanimous power of this itself. How they came in is a different question. Each one of us has to explore ourselves, because it's all infinity. It's all law of infinity from this whole spiritual sense perspective. But let's understand it. So there is this Purnatma that comes in, wanting to experience itself. And that's the cosmic body. And then from there comes the bliss body, which is an individual entity, Amshatma, or a soul, what we popularly call in spiritual science the soul, or in our programs, in an attempt to understand, we're calling it an individual consciousness. An individual consciousness, an entity is a soul that's coming there, wanting to take a set of lifetimes to experience itself and experience the school of earth. It's coming down there to wanting to come there. And so there is a Purnatma, from there comes the Amshatma, the soul. So it's a bliss body. And then every time we reincarnate, then we are taking all 4 bodies below that. In reincarnation, we're taking a physical. Around the physical body, there's the etheric. Around that is this astral. And then we are encompassed. Around meaning, you think of it as we are encompassed with this knowledge body, or Vijnanamaya Kosha. The Kosha that sort of determines what we are. That Kosha, the Vijnanamaya Kosha, basically determines what we are, is essentially our I stuff. That's essentially our I stuff. So in meditation, so I just want to restate again. So there is, everything exists out there, nirvanic. From there comes many things that consciousness wants to explore itself. So came in cosmic. And from the consciousness wanting to explore itself came various entities called the souls and the bliss bodies. They're all there. Now each of these bliss bodies of the soul is re-experiencing itself again and again and again, and through multiple lives, law of reincarnation. So they're taking a physical life, but then they're actually coming with 4 of them. Each one is coming with these 4 of them: physical, etheric, astral, and the knowledge body. These 4, right? It's always coming. Now, each one has a purpose. So, the top one we understood. The second one is wanting to experience itself, explore this whole magnitude of what is there out there. That's one version of it. And as a result, we are there here as a Paramatma, or the Purnatma, and from there comes the soul. So, our soul wants to experience, or this individual consciousness wants to experience many, many life. Everything that exists out there wants to experience itself. It wants to experience itself. So it keeps taking lifetimes and life forms, right? And it keeps reincarnating. Briefly, from a scientific perspective, it is possible that everything is energy, and then from the energy comes the matter through our observation, our attention. Where you place your attention, where the energy is. But otherwise, every life experience is an event, and then it's recorded when it's all there through an attention. It becomes matter, and then if the matter disappears, that means when a body disappears, then all of that energy, that experience that we have experienced, is all anyway in the energy form. It's there, right? First it's energy form, then comes matter. It's all there. So it's all of that energy together becomes an individual consciousness, and you have to agree that if it showed up in one place, in India, in Bangalore, like me, then me as Chandra can easily show up in America some other time again, because it's nothing but a set of experiences that are there combined, right? So high-level law of reincarnation can be explained through some science, through modern science. Now, so we are in meditation, we are experiencing all 7 bodies. Now, before I go in again, so let me understand. So we have a soul which is trying to re-experience itself again and again, wanting to grow, wanting to understand the beautiful magnitude of intelligence that itself has. And so we're reincarnating. We're reincarnating with a certain level of evolution, so that we learn and we have different experiences. Everything is evolution. So in order to experience ourselves, so we come here and then take various births, reincarnate. Each one is an experience. We are traveling all the time. We know that when we go to 2 different hill stations, broadly speaking, they're the same, they're not different. But we still go there. We do one, we do another, right? So we're doing different hill stations, they're broadly same, but then we still go here, we still go there. And then we go to beaches. Now they're contrasts. We want to go to beaches, we want to go to hill stations, contrasts. We go to cold places, we go to hot places. We love it. We want to experience stuff. It is the same thing. We want to come back and experience different roles. Everything is about experience, so that you are having a learning about yourself. Every time we experience, we learn about ourselves. And so this is how the whole consciousness is exploring. It's always experiencing, learn about itself, exploring. So the various lifetimes that we're taking as a soul, coming back and going back, coming and going, is where we're taking these various bodies. So the physical body need a vehicle. So it is physical body, it's clear. Energy body is where this whole relation to this whole energy field is there with this energy body. The second one, pranamaya kosha, which is where the most of the alternative holistic treatments happen. Where that radionics machine, SE5000, that Don Paris so beautifully invented, or it is the acupressure needles, they all are working in the energy body. They're all working in the energy body. When the psychic surgery is happening, it's happening at the energy body level. It's obviously, we cannot, when Alex Orbito is putting his hands into it and then doing it, is not physically doing stuff. It appears as an illusion. For some, that something is coming out. How many of you have either heard or read or seen about Alex Orbito? Could say yes or raise a hand. Yes or no. Nobody. Nobody has. So Alex Orbito is one of the psychic surgeons. Every time somebody exhibits something paranormal, there's always controversies. People talk about this and that, right? So because what we don't understand, we try to put it off. But he's a great psychic surgeon, uh, working in the energy domain. So the second body, the PSSMUSA, is where most of the alternate modalities are working. They're working on an energy body, that energy template, where we have blocks. The whole chakra system is in the energy body. Physical glands are there in a physical body, but all the chakra system is in the energy body, that second body. So it's a connection. It's a PSSMUSA. It's connection. The breath, everything is connected into that energy body. It is a connection into between matter and this whole energy field. That energy body is there, right? The templates are there. Now the energy body and this mental body, which is the astral body, is the whole experiential stuff. Every experience we're seeking. I want to wear gold. I want to wear jewelry. I want to have family, relationships. These all are here. Experience of life, many, many forms. I want to go to this nature. Many ways you want. I want to run this business. I want to be a politician or the leader. All this experiential stuff is an astral form. Mental body. The mind is infinite, right? You explore the infinite through this infinite capacity of the mind's visualizations, mind's exploration capabilities, you understand. So it's an experiential aspect of it, right? Vijnanamaya Kosha is doing it right. Vijnanamaya Kosha is assimilating everything you have, or the buddhi, you can call it. Vijnanamaya Kosha is assimilating everything you have, and then you're trying to seek a higher experience based on what you experienced in the past. So it is also required so that you constantly move yourself into a higher level of experience, higher level of experience, higher level of experience, right? Because we are here to experience ourselves and explore ourselves of infinite potentials. And then so you have to have a construct. And so you need a vehicle, so there's a physical body. Then you need the whole connection. So because everything is energy, not matter really. So don't try to fix your body, instead fix the energy. So there's Pranamaya Kosha, which where this whole breath is connected, the whole template, there is an etheric template. So all the people, all the alternate modalities are working on that. So you clear. And the third is this Manomaya Kosha, is where you want experience, all experiences, mental, infinite capacity, so that you can actually explore. The core purpose of life is to explore, explore, explore. That's why you say, Patrisa says, no hurry, no worry, but not waste time. No hurry, no worry, now waste time. We come here for exploration, so continue to explore. And so that mental body is there, and then Vijnanamaya Kosha are the knowledge body is there for us to discern right and wrong. And so because they're so relative, and then every time there is relativity of right and wrong, then you continue to explore something newer and newer and newer. It is assimilating information, it is deriving, making conclusions, and then so it says, oh, I've done this before, I didn't like it, let me try this one now. I don't think that's the right way to do it, so let me go this way. So there is how this Vijnanamaya Kosha is there for it to discern right and wrong, and then continue to explore itself towards a higher form of enjoyment. So you have these four bars, so these four are there. This higher form of enjoyment is fascinating, right? This higher form of enjoyment that we're doing is fascinating, because what is higher form of enjoyment? Those of us who are meditating now, for example, we have 1 hour of time. So we can say, yes, I'm cooking a dish and then I want to eat. There is one way, is one type of enjoyment. There's another is that, okay, I want to read this book. Second type of enjoyment. There's third way is that I want to meditate and then experience that thing that we've been having. Let's say you get into meditation, regular meditators, you get constantly have a more that oneness experience, that bliss, that you are one with everything. So when you have these three, naturally you have a choice to choose where I spend my time in eating, when my time in reading, when my time in actually experience that bliss. So you get to choose. When Vijnanamaya Kosha is developed enough, you get to choose, okay, where do I spend time? Everywhere in life is a Y junction. So we always have a Y junction to decide this way to go or this way to go. That's nothing but deciding to do the higher form. Higher form of enjoyment is where we're choosing to do. They all are required. Now, what is higher for one is what is normal for another. And then even for us, in a given time, when I say higher and lower, everything is an experience. That's where we go to eventually. Eventually, we go to become equanimous to all experiences, because you can see that in sometimes, even though we know that a meditation is going to give us blissful experience, sometimes we still choose to go and then cook and then eat. Sometimes we know that we do that. Even though we know it, that meditation gives me blissful experience, which is really, really so good. It's like orgasm, right? An orgasm is so good. A meditation experience is so blissful experience that you don't want to leave out. But still, we are going and then choosing another experience because it's always about experiences. So higher and lower are good and bad. All there is an experience. So as a meditator, slowly we understand that there is equanimity. There is all nothing but an experience. So when we understand to that level, then we drop complaining, we drop blaming ourselves or anybody else, because everything is an experience. Whether I'm poor or rich, whether I'm in this position or that position, doesn't matter. It's an experience. You want to get there. So putting these, that Vijnanamaya Kosha, the mental body, I want to explain a little more. The astral body, what we calling, and now going back to the Sri Latha's original experience, an astral body is a small, finite, it's called Sukshma Sharir, a small, finite, it's not matter stuff. Matter stuff is only physical body, right? So the astral body, think of it as energy, nothing more, right? And that is a fine stuff which is constantly is traveling. It's constantly traveling. It's part of energy, right? It's constantly traveling. If water is heated up, it becomes vapor. Then vapor constantly goes, right? Wherever it finds, it goes. The vapor goes. So the astral body, which is the experiential body, right, is always experiencing life events. So in meditation, in sleep, when a physical body is resting, this thing comes out. This thing comes out, it wants to explore. So this astral body or astral template is always wants to explore. So in dreams, in meditations, whenever we experience something non-physical, right, then you are doing something called this astral travel. So you are actually perhaps going and meeting another astral entity. So this whole concept of astral surgery, astral healing, all come in from that perspective, that you are at an energy level, these two consciousnesses are meeting somewhere. A group of them are traveling somewhere, meeting. If physically it's possible, then can we conceive that it is possible that at an energy level also they all can travel around? If everything is an experience, which is nothing but an energy, which is groups of atoms and molecules in a specific sequence patterns, and they all exist there first and then becomes matter and then goes back as energy when it's not attended to. When it's not attended to, when a body is not attended to, then it goes as energy. It becomes as energy. And then, so is it possible to conceive that that energy is then traveling everywhere, like physically we're traveling and then meeting together? So an astral experience is where we are constantly going out and exploring. Go to this place and see. Go to that place and see. Go and meet this person. Understand, go and meet the energy of various past grand masters, various goddesses, god, angels, or whatever that is. Now everything is an energy, because when it's not matter, it's energy, and so it's all there. And so the astrally, we are constantly going and then traveling and then having various kinds of experiences, which cannot experience physically, are called astral experiences, astral travel experiences. So in meditation, I'd like to come down and then attach them. So in the perspective of why we've got it, right? In meditation, physically, when we're experiencing heaviness in the body, pain, right? Your body moving left, right, center, all of these are physical experiences of meditation, of this energy of various kind. Energy body experience in meditation are the 7 levels of experience we go through. So the energy body experience, because in meditation, when we taking away of ourselves and forgetting about our body and matter, right? Then you are experiencing everything that you have. And it is a way to constantly heal all of them, energize all of them, right? So physically, body movements, swaying, swinging, all of that is physical body. Energy body experiences are where you feel that some parts of your body does not exist. Your fingers do not exist. Your head, some side doesn't exist. It's all empty. You feel like it's all like some kind of energy. The current passing in your fingers, in your body, anywhere. All kinds of stuff is an energy body experience. Your body is expanding, contracting. It's expanding, contracting. It's feeling like a jelly. It's all energy body experiences. Instead of it's like a jelly. Somebody said it feels like a jelly. It's not physical, so it's that is an energy body experience. Okay, because an energy, it can be shaped into many things, right? Just like that. The third thing is the mental body experience, is astral travel, where we are constantly seeing visions, we're seeing colors, we're seeing scenes, we're meeting forms, all our emotions are part of here. Everything is experienced here. Mind is a bundle of emotions are there, and then of course there's a lot of knowledge is gained. Knowledge is gained, emotions are there, both are here. If you want to put it into perspective, conscious mind, subconscious mind, they're all here in this mental body. The mental body is experiencing through energy form, not physical form, everything that out exists there. Physical form have limitation, only here. My physical location of Bangalore and the Delhi, a little bit extra money, I travel around into the earth. But energy form, the mental body has got, it goes everywhere and then meets in energy template. I go and meet Shirisha, I don't know, Nariswaran, Sridhar Saraswati. It's possible. And we're already doing that astral communication through the telepathy. When we talk, when we think something, then somebody goes to the other side. It's energy communication. So through energy, we are sending a signal. Here, the whole body that goes around travels. Astral travel, we call it. So that book, Peter Liu, by the Soul's Journey by Peter Liu, is a beautiful book to read. It talks about the whole astral travel and then what happens after death, and how, not death, not only death, the astral travel, whether it's meditation and dream when we're traveling. So what happens? It clearly explains. And Lobsang Rangpa's books about the techniques to do some astral travel practically, or in meditation, if so is required, then we're always doing the traveling. So those experiences in meditation, somebody healing me, you can feel very really somebody is actually doing something. Somebody is putting a hand on the head, or somebody is touching, or all of that is, are you meeting and asking somebody, talking to them? They're all are astral travel experiences. Meeting another life form, life entity, another place entity in energy, right? In energy, another place entity. A lot of, by the way, inventions happen here. If physically things can exist, then astrally also things can exist. There are so many astral scientists that are constantly discovering things there. A new beautiful headphone coming out physically might have been astrally constructed by somebody out there doing a lot of research. A lot of this is subject to reality. Yesterday, those of you in the Q&As, Patricia very beautifully explained objective reality, subject to reality. Subject to reality is individual, what I experience. And then there's infinite ways, there's infinite worlds, infinite ways of experiencing it. So in meditation, we are constantly experiencing many of these astral travels. So the meditation experience, so those cannot be ignored. Many meditation practices did not understand it, so they said, no, forget them. Don't bother about them. There are hallucinations, imaginations, forget them. But in meditation, when we understand the concept of astral travel, not only by us, but there's so many spiritual masters have collaborated because either they have a channel, for example, Sith, Jane Roberts, is a beautiful, amazing amount of spiritual science material. So she's channeled from 1969 or whatever to a period of 5 years, I believe, or more. They've channeled and channeled and channeled and then wrote this material called Seth Speaks in various forms, right? An amazing amount of dense but beautiful, beautiful wisdom to understand the nature of reality, the whole consciousness, how it comes into the bodies, then it goes back. Everything is explained, right? That's one of my favorite books, The Nature of Personal Reality. Everybody wanting to understand energy to this to an extent, and then of course everything that happens, you must read this. It may be out of print, but physical PDFs will be available. Audiobooks, I believe. Yes, audiobook is there. I got an audiobook in Audible. So when we understand, so talking about these astral experiences are there, and then we can read through these books that they're there. So when in meditation, rather than dismissing them as experiences that are unexplainable, why not we explore them with a little bit of scientific temperament? Why not we explore them a little more to see, okay, what is it? If there are one person, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are hundreds and thousands of people are experiencing again and again these. And then on one side, we have a very, very strong understanding that there is an intelligence out there, which we will not dismiss. We know that. If a body has got these 2.5 million cells being produced every second, 25 million cells being produced every second, synchronously making trillions of operations happen coherently without you and I knowing about it. There is an intelligence out there. It couldn't have been so accidentally got created. God, I understand, agree with it. And so is the case with so many of these mega cosmic bodies like Earth, celestial bodies like Earth, and planets and stars are all perfectly synchronously existing all the time, orbiting around each other, but don't collapse into each other. We've not seen this, right? In our whole lifetime, nothing collapses into another. And these are happening. Then you got to agree that there is an intelligence out there. So why not explore that intelligence? And that intelligence is showing up in many of these forms of experiences. One of them we said is an astral template, astral body experience of traveling around in an energy form. And so we should explore it rather than dismissing that experience by listening in or reading other greater masters' experiences which are written in the form of books, right? So then we keep exploring rather than dismissing, and then everything seems beautifully coming together. I've had my own answers when I read. There are 3 types of major spiritual science books. One, everything about this life. Yes, wonderful. 90% is about this life, how to experience life more. Not bogged down by small things of, okay, hey, you didn't agree to me, you are like this, you are like that. So there we go, we experience little. We separate ourselves from everybody else, and we isolate ourselves from everybody else, and then as a result, our experience of life becomes tiny. They're unpleasant. But then, so this whole life, books about life, Osho becomes the leader of the pack in explaining how to lead life, beautiful life. So we read Osho's books. Patri has given so many concepts around it. So whole set of books around this life. 90% is that PSS movement. In Patri's word, this whole spiritual science, that if you understand 90% about this life, explore 10% life beyond life. Then you have a perfect understanding of why you are here, and so you can experience this to the fullest. So read about this lifetime, about this life, how to enhance my quality of life, understand emotional intelligence, understand the health aspect of, understand this and that, and so we are happily there. So the whole bunch of books must read. Then there is a set of books about life beyond life. What's happening to me? Where am I going? Where did I come from? Where am I going? Ask these questions, understand them. So that's where some of these books of Peter Richelieu are Dolores Cannon, Raymond Moody, near-death experiences, Echo Board in the Soul's Echoes of the Soul. All these books come under the category. Then, of course, there are some which are now beyond our individual self. And now, where am I going, and where do I go? Where do I come? Where did I come from? Where do I go? That's answering ourselves. Then there is a whole set of them above, which is about the cosmic creation. How do these planets exist? What is there? Is there life on the other side? How is that life looking like? Right? So you have a whole bunch of books there. Judy Satori, Sunny Saturn. Even Seth books explain some of that again. There are several masters who talk about planetary worlds, right? So there are 3 classifications of books are there. We explore them. When we explore books that are beyond life, then we understand that death does not exist, right? Otherwise, we're constantly worried in this life that no, hey, death is there. Oh, something may happen to me. The snake can bite me if I go to the forest. We are fearful because of fear of death, right? So we understand death won't exist, it's impermanent. There is life other side, then naturally drops, right? In Africa, if there is a remote area, and then you are conditioned to believe that is most dreadful thing, then nobody ventures. But when you get to know through somebody's books and experience that, hey, it is just thing, you just cross over to the other side, there is a beautiful green pastures out there, and there are so many beautiful people out there living that area. The moment you understand it, then you drop your fear that, oh, there's something there, it's just another thing like that. We drop our fear and then explore that side. It's exactly like that. Demystifying that death happens when we read this. When we demystify death, dear friends, then our life experiences go manyfold. Just COVID is an example. For those who do not fear death, COVID became beautiful. There are no restrictions. You could explore out very easily, freely, without worries, anxieties. For those who felt death is there and I'm the body, then always were very, very scared and then very, very limiting themselves within this. So we understand, when we explore beyond the life, then understand death. What's the time now? 6:20. Okay. So we understand, we overcome, we transcend death. And then second, we understand there's infinity out there. We don't limit ourselves. The law of infinity exists. There are infinite creations, infinite worlds that we can go in and explore many, many more things. It helps us to understand that the small little things we're clinging on to every day, the differences that exist among ourselves, it becomes easy to drop our differences, dear friends. The only thing I understood, to experience life more is by dropping the difference. You have to become one with everybody. And we naturally become one with our brother or sister or daughter and son, but we look to become one with everybody, be with an open mind. One with everybody so that you maximize your experience, be with an open mind so that again you can create and then explore any amount. These 2 are required. So when we explore life beyond life, then we understand there's no death, and we understand that there are many dimensions that we can explore. And so we maximize our experience. We maximize our experience, right? So talking about some of these experiences, the astral body, when I said, I mean, that is a whole subject itself, what happens in astral body. But in meditation, suppose, we talked about energy experiences. In meditation, suppose somebody says, suddenly falling down, or somebody have a sudden jerk of the movement in the body, sudden jerk of the movement, or you feel like you're lifted off. They're all the astral body kicking out of the body or coming into the body. It's kicking out of the physical body, goes away, then sudden jerk is there, and then suddenly lifted off because it's going out, wants to travel, explore, right? And then when it lands back in, it comes pretty fast and comes and aligns into your body. So anybody who's seen like they're falling off from a cliff, as if you feel like it's going into an abyss, suddenly going off, is an experience of astral body coming back after an astral travel. Okay. Some of them can be explained of how they are. It's an astral body coming in and then parking itself, right? Tunnel, somebody had seen through a tunnel, high-speed tunnel, you're just going away, high-speed tunnel. So you're about to go off into an outside of your physical body, into an astral world, where you're going to experience in the whole energy world, you're experiencing it. That is the meaning of the tunnel experience, right? Point here is the experience have meanings, so don't worry about them, don't dismiss them, right? We read more to understand more, and then everything makes perfect sense. But we want to go beyond the experiences. The whole idea of meditation is to go beyond the experiences. Don't hold on to the experiences because they're just showing up in different ways. Go beyond the experience to become one with that thing, that energy, become one with it. That's where you want to go, become one with that whole energy. The longer you be with the energy, the more we receive it. We go into high frequencies, the more we receive from it, right? The longer time we spend with a grandmother, that's much more wise we become. Yes and no. So the longer you be with this energy, which is that whole existence, that greater intelligence, the more wiser, the more we receive from it. So we receive all of these messages, information, everything, and then during a wakeful time, they translate into insight, solutions, right? Either we receive information, we receive energy, both are there. Energy in the body, information for us to carry our life events. Both of them happen in meditation, dear friends. So that's our 7 bodies. I'm going to say one more time, all the 7 bodies, right? Manomaya kosha, physical. So I talked about experience of mental body, just to complete the sequence in meditation. So we talked about physical body experience, body movements, energy body experience, disappearance, current passing, all kinds of stuff. Mental body experience, where you're seeing people, places, things, you're experiencing, enjoying them, experiencing emotions in the body, intense emotion, right? If you like tears coming, this and that, all that is mental body experience. Astral body experiences, where you're traveling, where you're not able to physically attach to what it is, but it's all astral body experiencing many things, many worlds. Bliss, the knowledge body, or Vijnanamaya Kosha, is where you're learning the truth. This knowledge body is always excited about vision of the truth. You're learning truths, right? So through meditation, you get messages. So you meet a master telling you constantly messages, higher reality. So recently in our workshop here, 4-day workshop, one participant said, these words are, I got these clear messages, 3 messages. One, it said, you're not this body, you're this whole energy. She got the message. And then second, she said is, you are going away from that part. A part of you is going away, that's not you really. These are words she used, something like that. The part of you is going away from you. The part of you that's not you is going away. The part of you, that illusion, that Maya, the thing that you think you are, the physical aspect of the nature, all that deep beliefs and things, the part of you that's not you is going away from you. And then the third one is that meditation gave me a new life with this understanding. There are 3 messages they got. This is what we say is a higher understanding. Knowledge body receives them. When we have an experience that receive it, an inner voice is telling us, then it becomes a lot more deeper for us, right? So we all receive higher knowledge, higher wisdom through auto writing. Some people start writing. It's called auto writing. Without even realizing, start writing. In case your hand is interested to start writing off, please let it go, let it write. Don't hold yourself, right? And so auto writing, they reveal a lot of truths. People who don't even know how to read, write, they actually written poems in the absolute perfect spiritual truths are written in that poem. So auto writing. So many ways we receive that wisdom, higher truth. How do the planet, or the Sirius planet, how did the Earth exist there? How did pyramids come into existence? Pyramids, galactic structures, they existed far, far before what we think history is. How did they come into existence? So that's there. So all of these truths can be revealed through this. Its knowledge body is constantly taking more and more revelation of truth through meditation or through insights that we're receiving. So fifth body, bliss body, is where we are experiencing one with others, right? The wholeness, all of that. Now, it is difficult to differentiate experience from there between bliss body, cosmic body, and nirvanic body. They all get mixed up in there. I don't want to go into the detail. You can read some more about this, explore some more just with the Dr. Newton's book, The Art and Science of Meditation. That gives you a little more information in the later on chapters. In our programs, we always introduce that. Patriji has spent enormous amount of time his lifetime in so much in providing this filtered information into this book that came out from Life University at the Art and Science of Meditation by Dr. Newton. So with that, dear friends, let's go into our meditation once again to experience perhaps many of these with a greater understanding of this body. So we'll do meditation for about 45, 50 minutes. I'll leave about 10 minutes for questions. And anybody wants to have, it'll be in understanding of these things that we talked about, these 7 bodies. If you had experienced something, feel free to share. That's a way for everybody else to also understand it, right? All the experiences are there for us to recognize that anything is possible, that we are doing the right meditation, we're going through it, right? They're all there for us to, they're like milestones, checkpoints that we are there. Now, some people don't experience anything. It's absolutely fine. Those who do not experience anything in meditation, but then they see benefits of meditation, wonderful. We continue to be on it. But understanding the science will tell you, because you perhaps don't need that experience to believe that it is there, and so it's not happening to you. But for you, when it doesn't happen in meditation, many of the experiences happen where you are receiving a synchronicity. You suddenly receive an insight, suddenly receive a phone call, suddenly receive that understanding that, I need to go and meet this client, I need to go and meet this person, and I have to travel to this place. All of those inner voices come during wakeful time. They're all part of this meditation experience where you receive it during meditation, but then it shows up in your wakeful time at some other time. That's all it is, dear friends. Okay. But you constantly always are receiving something or the other. Okay. So if you didn't have a specific meditation experience, it's okay. But having an understanding with knowledge helps if you ever encounter some experience of this kind in future, right? Okay. Narasimha, you have anything to say, or I can start with meditation?
No, please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. And we have time till another 1 hour, right?
Yeah, we have another 60 minutes. As you said, we can go with 45 minutes of meditation and then 15 minutes of experience sharing and questions.
Wonderful. Thank you, dear friends. So we are going into breath mindfulness meditation, or Anapanasati, right? Anapanasati meditation is most easiest meditation. And Anapanasati meditation, once we recognize that is the Raj Yoga, meditation is Raj Yoga, and Anapanasati is the king of Raj Yogas. It's the simplest, the most natural process. Our goal of the mind is in meditation is to empty our mind. Our mind has thousands of thoughts. This mind is blocking us to understand ourselves fully. Remember, energy and matter. Matter is mind fully, all those thoughts. When we empty the mind, we take the matter away. We can't temporarily put ourselves away. So when you put ourselves away, then we start experiencing that greater emptiness, that energy. We're connecting with that, all those other bodies, which are all part of this whole energy field, right? Now, in the context of 7 bodies, that's how we explore meditation, is to empty the mind. When you empty your mind, when we are withdrawing attention of the matter, so physical body is forgotten. Otherwise, we are so think that we are just this body. When it's completely forgotten, then we are experiencing all that energy, all other bodies. We start exploring them. We start understanding them more. So the idea of meditation is to empty ourselves. Now, when we empty ourselves, there's a natural byproduct because 80 to 90% of our thoughts are worrisome, fearful, negative, anxious, and redundant. And quantum physics model our thoughts and feelings create our outer reality. So if you have so many unwanted junk stuff and negative stuff, when you empty your mind regularly, it has a natural benefit of having our life becoming better and better and better, filled with more positive events, more pleasant events and experiences. It's a natural side benefit, you can say, or your life gets better automatically when we empty our mind regularly, practice it. Right? So Anapanasati meditation, as soon as we start emptying our mind through Anapanasati meditation, then automatically it is changing our psyche or changing our personality to start thinking in a better direction because it takes away all unwanted thoughts. When it takes away unwanted thoughts, then we gain more energy to the thought. We have we start we gain more powers of memory so that we start reading more and learn more something good, then automatically we create more something good. Right? The whole science of thoughts create reality, I'm sure might have been a concept in the past to understand. So the goal of meditation is to empty our mind, dear friends. So you do that by doing two things: still the body, and then you can still the mind or empty the mind. Stilling the body is by closing your eyes, remove the specs, fingers into fingers, rest your hands comfortably in your lap, cross your feet at ankle. Cross your feet at ankle, fingers into fingers, resting your hands comfortably in your lap, close your eyes, and then observe your breath. Right? So when you observe your breath, the mind becomes empty. We don't have to do anything more. And as the mind becomes empty, we start becoming and experiencing that greater emptiness and energy. We start download of energy. We might experience anything that I mentioned about all those 7 different types of experiences can be there, right? So dear friends, let's go into this meditation. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably. I play music. I guide. Dear friends, dear masters, with your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, rest your hands comfortably in your lap, remove your specs, cross your feet at your ankles, and be in that comfortable posture and observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are going into Anapanasati meditation, breath mindfulness meditation. We are going into powerful group meditation. Be with your breath. Observe your normal, natural in breath and the out breath, dear friends. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. Be with your breath. Become one with that in breath and the warm out breath, dear friends. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. Our goal is to empty our mind. Our goal is to merge into our greater consciousness, that quantum field. Our goal is to experience our greater self. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become empty of all thoughts in your mind. It is natural to have thoughts. When you recognize your thinking, gently go back to observing your breath. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. When our mind is becoming empty, we channelize all that liberated energy into the generous present moment. We allow our body to function at its natural best. We experience that greater emptiness all around. Be with your breath. Become one with the in-breath and the out-breath and allow yourself to slowly and slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to slowly and slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. And as your mind is becoming empty, Can you feel any sensations in your body? Do you sense energies in any part of your body? Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty of all thoughts in your mind. As your mind is empty, can you find that emptiness inside of you, all around you? Become aware of that emptiness, spreading far and wide beyond your body, beyond this room, into the edges of this universe. We are tiny matter, all emptiness and energy. When we empty our mind, we start experiencing that greater emptiness all around. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing, in no place and no time. Become aware of that void, that blackness inside of you, all around you. That's energy. All emptiness is energy. This is your real self. This is that energy field of unlimited potential and possibility. Allow yourself to merge into this emptiness and stay connected or experience that energy. The longer you stay in this field, the more you become of it and the more you receive from it. Remember, we are less matter. We are not just the physical body. We are that energy, that etheric, that astral, that casual, supra-casual, so many worlds. Allow yourself to stay away from your body, to stay way beyond your life and experience this emptiness and energy as no body, as no thing. The more we empty ourselves, the more we experience that greater emptiness. We go beyond our body. Everything that you have ever experienced or will experience is here in this field of energy. The longer we stay and experience this energy, the more open we become. if you find yourself distracted, go back to observing your breath and slowly, slowly allow yourself to become empty and experience that emptiness all around. Allow yourself to merge into this emptiness of yourself. This is your divine self. This is that quantum consciousness where everybody and everything are connected. The longer you experience this emptiness and energy, the more you experience your wholeness. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. Allow yourself to merge into that emptiness of no body, of no thing. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into this greater field of energy, your divine self. The longer you stay in this emptiness, the more energy you receive, the more possibilities you receive into your life. Friends, it's an honor and privilege to be exploring consciousness at this time. It's an honor and privilege to be living this life at this time of history. Can I be grateful to your parents for giving us this beautiful connection to this universe? Express gratitude to all your teachers and mentors for expanding your knowledge and wisdom. Be grateful to all the people in your life, your family, your friends, your relatives, your colleagues, everybody for allowing us to learn so many things. Be grateful to all the things you use, the technology, the places you visit, your companies, your governments, your institutes, all the systems that support our lives in many, many ways. Be grateful to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, our planets, our stars, for being an integral part of our life, filling our lives with beauty, mystery, energy, and more. Be grateful to yourself for caring for you, caring for others. Be grateful to this intelligent energy field, this universe, your greater self, for allowing you to experience so much more in this life. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Be grateful to everything and everybody. Relax your body. Feel your body and let your autonomous nervous system repair your body. Relax. As you relax, recollect your experiences from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? Where did you go? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds to circulate that energy back into your body. And then you can open your eyes.
So wonderful session, great session followed by blissful meditation. We got to know about what these bodies are, what are the experiences, and then it's also very interesting to know that it's all full of energy, less of matter. Using meditation technique, how can you take your focus out of matter and then focus on energy? Very, very thrilling experience. I had beautiful experience. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have the good experience for today's session. I would request all the friends here, masters, to raise their hands for sharing their experiences. I see Uday Shankar raising his hand. Please go ahead and share your experience.
While you're unmuting, Mr. Uday, can we have some more engagement, please? I feel like I'm talking to a wall, a black wall.
Yes, we see a lot of people raising their hands, sir.
Yeah, but I want to see them too, not just the hand.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Please,
guys,
sir.
I've showed my face for 1.5 hours or more. I see Srikanth now. But some more, I'm sure you can see more of you.
Yes,
sir, sure. Give me a second.
Yeah. For those asking questions, please turn on your video as well.
It's not early for India. It's not too late for US.
After the session, you're feeling more energetic.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead,
sir.
Uday Shankar, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you so much for the amazing session. Thank you, not just for you, Master. Thank you for all the 20 masters who shared their wisdom in just 20 days, which they have gained over so many days, I guess, right? But I understood about the meditation and the oneness and all the benefits you gain, right? I already started gaining a lot of benefits, but I'm very curious about how does astral travel experience will benefit us, and how does it benefit the humanity, right? So that is the first question I have. If you can give your wisdom to understand about it.
Yeah, astrally, like I said, there are many things happening, right? So you are exploring the truths of the universe that otherwise physically you're so restricted to. So let's talk for everything from our individual perspective. If individual gets better, then humanity is getting better anyway. That's the whole concept of meditation, right? It's always about we getting better. So then we become the fragrance comes out of it, and it cannot be stopped but to go to others. And so the astral travels are a way to explore our outer world. So you gain a lot of insights. And then, of course, that astral I talked about, there is a healing that happens, right? You meet, you learn, you heal yourself, you learn from others, you also explore and then realize many, many insights. Okay. So our discoveries, I mentioned, our inventions, a lot are coming from here. Accept or not, it is not coming from our intelligence. This is the part. It's not like, I have discovered it, or I have invented it. It's all coming from inside, because everything from a quantum field perspective exists out there. Our ability to go and access it, and meditation is giving us that access more and more. We're always receiving information. Before meditation, after meditation, information is always coming in our way. It's just that we don't know, and so we don't utilize it. Either we're blocking off with our constant chatter of the mind. We block off everything that's coming in our way. Meditation clears that block, and so we become very open, so we receive all of that, right? So astral experience is just another type of them, where you're receiving a lot of information to yourself, which otherwise is discarded completely, and so we don't use it.
Yeah, thank you. And I have another question. So you told beautifully about all the 7 bodies. One curious question I have is, like you said, a lot of the things which soul carries from previous lifetime, right? So in that case, if we are gaining the experience from the previous lifetime, in that case, for every life, why do we learn all over again? As a child, you learn a lot of things. You go to the young age, and then you become old, but still we do a lot of mistakes, right? If the soul is getting all the experience from the previous lifetime experiences, why do we make the same mistakes? Is it because of the ignorance of not being in the spiritual life? We are not aware of the experience of the past life, or is it something different? What is your perspective on it?
So there are 2 ways to understand this, right? First of all, we are constantly progressing. At home, you are eating, so there is brinjal curry you don't like so much, but then you like this paneer, matar paneer so much. But you still continue to go back and eat brinjal curry, again and again. You don't remove it. One is one experience, another is another experience, right? You can continue to have it, isn't it? You will remove it when you feel like it's not for you anymore. So it's like that. Every life to life, we are learning something newer until the time it sticks to us, where you feel it's no more interesting, exciting to you, then you move on to the next one. Okay. So that's why a child is not a child. A child is still living God and was experiencing a lot of things. And so it's a learning, it's all about experience, not about the age, right? It's about the experience that I'm going through. And childhood experiences, what I've experienced in the past, I won't go through now. Instead, I go through something new. If I was a not so bright student in the past, now I become more brighter student. Right? If I didn't study at all, now I start studying. So that's a new experience. Only when we look back into our various lives, we recognize that. If I'm a senior software engineer, I don't want to go back and do another senior software engineer after 5 years. Instead, I become a lead or a manager. So we know that, right? So it is precisely that way. So experiences are always different. They're not the same.
Okay.
Just the way our experience in one job to another is always incrementally, hopefully growing. If we are wise, then we're always growing, right? And we always are seeking different experience. Here also we're seeking. And you put the time frame broad enough, then you start seeing that, okay, so there is this whole period, this is what I learned, this whole period, this is what I learned, like that, right? So it is always different experiences. They're always a constant, the law of constant progression. It's beautifully said. The law of constant progression is saying that we're constantly evolving, constantly improvising ourselves. From a body experience initially to body mind experience, to body mind intellect experiences, to body mind intellect soul experiences. 4 stages. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All 4 we experience. This is where the whole evolution happens. Initially only for body-based experiences. So we see whole set of people who are happy with living, in the body, just the body. Take nice food, sleep. Next day morning, get up again, night food, sleep. Just do them work that is basically enough for them to survive that day. There's a whole lot of people who are doing that. Fine, that's the initial stage of it, right? Nothing matters for them. How much of you tell nothing matters. So then there is some who are going beyond it and say, hey, I want this nice jewelry. I want this beautiful clothes. I want this movie. I want that. This glamour. All of this stuff is there. So that's the body and mind experiences. So we are constantly evolving from body, mind to intellect, where we want to do service. We want to learn more visions of the truth, all of that. Then finally we come to meditation, body, mind, soul, intellect, soul experiences. And when you come there, then we realize that, okay, there's infinity of experience. There's no limit to what we can experience, and it becomes suddenly much bigger. But it's
Okay.
constantly evolving and seeking a higher experience constantly.
Okay. Thank you so much. Though I have so many questions, I want to give opportunity to others. And thank you again for the great service you are all doing. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Brother.
Next, NJ, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Chandrasekhar. How are you? Do you recognize
Oh,
me?
okay.
Hi.
Yes, sir. Namaste.
Okay.
Wonderful to see
Thanks
you.
for conducting the session. Your experience is definitely adds a value into our spiritual path, and also like your advice is definitely it is little bit today it's all quantum science, so it is little bit high in my knowledge level, but definitely there is a different angle to the each thought process you mentioned, and then the way you explained about the energy bodies, it's definitely worth knowing the experiences, because I definitely experienced some of this when I was doing it. It gives me now, okay, I have now energy body experience, I can correlate that, and then you can concentrate on some of the next levels where we can proceed in the life. Thank you very much. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
sharing that experience.
Sure. Thank you. I just want to make sure that, yes, they're all there. We explore that to 5 to 10%.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it again and again from Patricia also, right? That 80 to 90% is life in this, and then we are about 10 to 15% we're exploring life beyond life. We understand it so that we know that everything is real, everything exists, everything is perfect the way it is, and nothing to worry about. And then so then we can experience more in this life. So from that perspective, I mean, when Udaji asked and said, what is the value of astral travel? If we don't have to think too much, overly think about all of that, right? Recognize that they are important, they are there, and they have their own role to play. But 90% is still about this life. So we get better, right? We get better with our emotions, we get better with our thought process and all of that. But having this 10% understanding of this life beyond life makes our life more complete here on this planet. That's all it is. So, yes.
Okay. Thanks for
That's why I also don't talk too much around them. But it's important to understand at some point in our spiritual journey.
I definitely do. Thank you.
Abhishek, can you unmute yourself and then ask question?
Hi, Chandrasekhar. Thank you very much for this great, wonderful session. I would like to share my experience and throughout the meditation what I felt, and maybe you can give some guidance or light on top of that, if possible. Initially, when we started the meditation, I felt, or I had a fragrance of rose twice. First time I ignored it, saying that no, it could be something else. It just comes, right. And within, I think, a minute, I don't know the timeline, but it came again. So I definitely can recollect, like, saying that there was it. Okay, two times. And then one more experience which I had, which is unusual actually, that I'm sitting like this, for example. I was keep on going little bit down. um, I was like in the mode that I might feel like, like downer. Then I had to recollect and go back again. And again, within a few seconds, I went three times more down. So I don't know what that is. Maybe something which you can shed light on it later. And I felt very heaviness on my heart towards the end of the experience, towards the end of the meditation. I don't know, it was pounding very fast, and there was a heaviness on my heart. And at the end, I'm certainly sure at the end of the meditation I had tears rolling out of my eyes. So these are the few things which I really felt. And as you said, right, go deeper into the blackness or the deepness, right, or oneness into it. And I was just seeing black or sometimes a white shade of light coming, zwig, something like that. But yes, so on, yeah, so would like to say this, and maybe you can shed some light on it first.
You are experiencing everything, Abhishek. Where are you calling from? You're
Tennessee.
experiencing Tennessee. You're experiencing all bodies, right? The feel, smell is clear. See, we experience what we receive in meditation. We try to understand it through our five senses, right? Visions, smell, feeling, right? So smell and sounds, audible experiences, they all are possible, right? Everything is possible. So it is real, by the way. You're not alone. There are many people who actually smell roses, smell lilies, and all kinds of stuff. Or some smell nice so food, even though it's not there, they can smell it from far away. What's being cooked in their home remotely, if they're away and then attached to the food. Everything is possible. They're all subjectively, yes, they're all there. And and a body drooping forward, sideways,
Yeah.
they all are the physical body. When there is an energy current going into the energy body, so the physical body exhibits that aspect of it, and groups it comes forward very naturally. Okay, and what do you do with these when you have them? Enjoy that. Anyway, there are no roses anymore. There's no flower gardens in our homes around because they become shrink and small and small. If you're tennis, but probably have much bigger home and nice things. But enjoy it if it is there in front of you, right? So that's really what we do. Okay, see beautiful nature, experience it, enjoy it. Okay, and some are in a more healing related experiences. See, we don't have to do anything in meditation. It takes care. Everything. Our job is to observe the breath
Correct.
and observe the breath, and then it become empty and empty. And automatically we become empty, and automatically these things happen. And then it is healing where it's required. And if you feel it has got some extra information,
Mhm.
take it, write it down. If you don't feel it's of any worth, it's not clear, it is okay. There's infinite of experience, leave it out. Don't bother about it, right? Recognize that they're all parts of meditation. They're all an energy experience. So be good, feel good about it, and then move on your journey. We got to go beyond all of these experiences
Right.
and experience towards basically the more we go beyond them, the more we are going towards the bliss, the oneness experience. The more we experience one with everything as energy, when you come back to the wakeful time, then the more understanding we have to start seeing people in a different perspective.
Correct. Yeah.
At the place that's really the goal, is to see that we're all the same, we're all one, and drop all those little differences and then aggression and dominance and complaining, judgment. That's where we need to go. And this wholeness, becoming one and feeling of energy, helps us come back to be that more and more.
Correct.
Okay, it's students, it calms our mind completely.
Yeah. I have one more question on top of it, which is very intriguing actually. So a couple of days back, one of my best friend, or very close, you can say, I have said to her, saying that like, she knows that okay, I'm doing meditation. So I said to her that why don't you try it, and so she's a sort of, I'm like sort of positive, then she's sort of negative, sort of something like that, right? Negative, I'm not saying in terms of that, but in terms of opposite side. So she said that now your time has come, so you do it. My time has not come, so I don't give a shit about it. So that thing which, I wanted to know what that means actually, that can I convince a person to do meditation for their goodness, right? Or is it something that its own time would drive them towards it? Is
You
my
know,
question clear?
we always are learning. You know that we always are learning. Live several good things. We know that every day if I meditate, it's good. If I eat something, it is good. If we go to nature, it is good. We know so many things that are good for us. But learning to implementation, learning to doing, there's always a gap, right? It's based on our current personality. There is a gap, and then happens over a period of time. But learning has to happen more and more for this doing to come. That means somebody to latch on to learning has to happen. So when they don't learn, and then when we are, it is our dharma, responsibility to continuously ask them, but then let them decide when they want to come. We can't force them, but we can ask them. Our dharma is natural dharma, is what we know, what we think is good, is what we constantly propagate. I mean, which happens as a natural reality. So we continue to do it. We don't pull back just because a friend or a family member said, "Hey, don't bother to me. I'm going to take it up when I want." Some can be very harsh to us. But then, however, our dharma is whatever we experience and feel is good. Even if it is rasgulla, it's good. We immediately tell, right? Hey, go to that street shop. It is so good. Go to that police station and try this masala dosa. It's so good. We always share. It's like that. We must continue to share our meditation experience with somebody else because you want them to truly experience. We must continue to keep on asking them, telling them in your own ways,
Mhm.
but then let them decide finally.
Right. Yeah. And one last question, which is totally not related to any topic, maybe related to astral world, or the dimension or the plane, what we say. So in the current Earth planet, we know that like there's for the material thing we have money, right? Which is created sort of like man-made thing or whatever you say, right? But on the other dimension or the plane, what is the equivalent of that? Is it a different thing? Like for example, oxygen is money for them, or huh?
Thing. There's nothing, there's no barter, there's nothing to require. It is only share, share, share.
Okay.
Everybody just shares. There's abundance of it. You don't need something as I'll give you something, give me something. Why do you need it? It's only a limited thinking concept here.
So it's only in Earth planet that we have.
Yeah, it's a concept so that we feel it's all limited, and then in the process we have this barter system. It used to be gold before, or before that something else. Maybe now it's currency, and then they're saying going forward it is something else. At some point it become energy or wisdom. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it can become wisdom also. Okay, but Earth planet is like that, where you need something in return, but nothing. It is an independent where you're experiencing life. You are here to experience your own self. You are that infinity. I am that infinity. You are the infinity. And take something out of infinity. What is left is still infinity, right?
Correct.
And so there is nothing to give in return. I mean, instead, it is always you experience something good, then you share with somebody to say, "Hey, you know what? I went to this Himalayas, this side, and then suddenly I found this beautiful cave." You go there, and then you share, and then you move on, and then you go to your own experience because that's really what it is.
That's perfect. Great. Thanks, sir. Thank you, Chandra, sir. Thank you very much for this.
And we are all going to be that way on this world also, by the way. It's got to be that way.
Right.
It becomes a natural giving than to take and then I'll give you. Versus you give and then you'll get something. You give and then take is how meditation life is. Before meditation, we are take and then give. After meditation is give and then
Give and then take. Don't take. Give. Right.
don't say don't take. What comes is you always take it. That's another important aspect of it. Giving and taking both become equal, but it starts with giving. Unconditional giving. You don't expect, but then what comes in your way, take it. It naturally comes automatically. It is just the nature of reality.
Got it.
Yeah. So Abhishek, I have a perfect example of this, right? It was all taking and then giving. After meditation, it's giving and taking.
Right.
I've witnessed that. Yeah. So any other questions, friends? Sir, thanks for spending 2 hours of session.
Srikanth, say something.
Yeah, Srikanth, you want to go ahead? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you again, sir, for in your busy schedule, you're coming here and sharing this all for all the participants. Friends, Chandra sir is my spiritual mentor. One of the spiritual mentor, I would say, because he's been there to support us in every manner, in every step. He has guided us, and we have come to a position wherein we are able to share that wisdom, which is all the background work, what Chandra sir's wisdom and his mentoring us. So thank you very much for being here, sir. For all the participants who are coming for the first time and they're able to take this advantage of visiting various masters itself is a great boon, I would say, because friends, to such a platform, it is very difficult to get various masters across the globe, such experienced masters coming all onto one platform, and you getting free access to all of that, right? Itself is a great boon, my dear friends. So please utilize those and take this meditation forward for you, for others, to the benefit of humanity, I would say. So with that respect, so thank you, sir, on behalf of PSSM USA team and the JTTP team. And I would really thank all the participants for joining, and the organizers who are behind this event, which is happening to bring such great masters, sir. So thank you very much, sir.
I always enjoyed your enthusiasm and broadness, inclusiveness to include and then take as many. I think that's great, Srikanth, as PSM USA been carrying with several of your colleagues there, trying to get this out. And then you've been trying to bring as many, and that's a great quality. Okay, that's a true Pyramid Master quality of PSM Master. Patri's vision is to bring in as many and then encourage everybody to grow. It's not, I mean, I always consider teaching as my way of learning. And so I'm very, very deeply thankful to you, to Sirisha and the Narasimha and everybody else, and then all the participants for thank you for allowing me to share. And it's wonderful to have all of you. And then I love when so many masters come together and share their wisdom. There's different points of view.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you might have heard a little bit of conflicting information too. It's fine. Again, it's all about paradoxes, right? This exists, that exists. And there's infinity reality. So for some, it's there, some, this is the way. And living with paradoxes, gaining clarity to apply what to apply when, right? A stitch in time saves 9 is there. And what's the other one? Stitch in time saves 9, and then slow and steady wins the race. Both are there. Slow and steady wins the race. Stitch in time saves 9. Both aspects are there. And we need to figure out what do I apply where, and that's all it is. And with meditation, we get more clarity, and then so we learn to live with the various paradoxes of everything, right? A mother expressing enormous love and then saying, "Do this way" is there. It must be taken. At the same time, a freedom is there, and child wants the freedom is there too. So both have to be taken appropriately and then figured out and then implemented. Okay. So thank you, Srikanth, and thank you, Narasimha, for giving this opportunity. It's wonderful.
Thanks once again, sir. Very enriching session. Friends, we have another wonderful session coming on tomorrow. It's around astral healing and surgery from Balakrishna, sir, followed by guided meditation from Prathima. Request all of you to join. Once again, thank you, sir. Thanks for joining. Thank you all.
Thank you.